Have you ever wondered how archaeologists figure out the story of the past just by digging in the dirt? When they're at an excavation site, they see all these different layers of soil, like a giant layer cake. But how do they know which slice of cake, or which layer, is older? It's a fascinating process, and it's simpler than you might think. Today, we're going to dig into this exact question and uncover the secrets buried in the ground. So, picture this. A group of people decides to settle down in a new spot. The ground is flat, pristine, just natural earth. Let's call this our base layer, layer number 4 in our imaginary dig site. They build their homes, they live their lives, they cook, they make tools, and, well, they create trash. Over time, bits of broken pottery, old building materials, food scraps, and all sorts of daily life debris start to accumulate. It's not like they had weekly trash pickup back then. This waste material, along with dust and soil, gradually raises the ground level. Now, imagine a few decades, or even a century passes. Maybe a flood comes through and deposits a layer of silt, or a big fire leaves a layer of ash. The original houses might fall into disrepair or get torn down to build new ones right on top. Each time this happens, the ground level gets a little bit higher. The new settlement is built on the remains of the old one. Life's all about the cycle of letting go and starting fresh. After hundreds, or even thousands, of years of continuous settlement, something amazing happens. That flat piece of land is no longer flat. It has transformed into a mound, sometimes called a tell or an archaeological mound. These mounds are literally man-made hills, built up layer by layer by generations of people. They are treasure troves for archaeologists because they contain a timeline of the site's history, neatly stacked on top of each other. This is where the real detective work begins for archaeologists. When they start to excavate one of these mounds, they dig down very carefully, one layer at a time. And here's the golden rule they follow, a principle known as the law of superposition. It's a fancy term for a very simple idea. In an undisturbed sequence of layers, the stuff on the bottom is older than the stuff on the top. Think about it like a pile of laundry. The shirt you wore on Monday and threw in the hamper is at the very bottom. The one you wore on Tuesday goes on top of it. Wednesday's goes on top of that, and so on. The shirt you just took off today is right at the top of the pile. To find Monday's shirt, you have to dig all the way to the bottom. Archaeological layers work in exactly the same way. So, when an archaeologist is digging and finds something in an upper layer of the mound, let's call it layer 2, they know it's generally from a later time period. This could be a coin from the Roman era, for instance. But as they dig deeper, down into a lower layer, say layer 3, they might find pottery from the Iron Age. That means layer 3, and everything in it is older than layer 2. The deepest layers, the ones closest to the original flat ground, are the oldest of all. They represent the very first people who lived there. Of course, it's not always this simple. Sometimes the layers get disturbed. Maybe people in a later period dug a large pit for storage, or to bury their dead, and in doing so, they cut through the older, lower layers. This can mix things up, bringing older artifacts to the surface or burying newer ones deeper. This is why archaeologists have to be incredibly meticulous, documenting the exact position of every single artifact they find. So let's go back to our layers 2 and 3. If layer 2 is above layer 3, which one do you think is the earlier, older level? You got it, it's layer 3. It was laid down first, and layer 2 was formed on top of it at a later date. By carefully peeling back these layers of time, archaeologists can piece together the rise and fall of civilizations, understand how people lived, and tell the incredible story of our shared human past. It's amazing to think that the ground beneath our feet can hold so much history, just waiting to be read like a book, one page or one layer at a time. Thanks for joining me on this little archaeological dig today. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures into the past. See you next time.